Will we ever heal? Don't you ever wish to get over something quickly, not going through the scary and painful process of dealing with it? We were told countless times that the only way to get over something is through it. We have to face these things that haunt us face to face to realize that it's not as scary and impossible as we think it is. Healing is like that. It's something that we all think would hurt us rather than help us because it holds up a mirror to our face to let us know that what had happened wasn't just because that scenario, but some and so many other things. Healing makes us listen to our hearts and our feelings and allowing it to take its course. We get to relive the memories and the emotions that come with it and slowly becomes just a memory. Healing isn't a magic trick that makes it all go away and voila, you don't feel the pain or scared to go through the same shit again. It allows you to just walk forward with your head held high, knowing fully, well, whatever is in the past is left there, and allows you to understand why things had to happen the way they did. Honestly, it does still sting sometimes. Remembering all the things that used to be yours, all the times you think about, that should have been me. But you're okay how it turned out nonetheless. Keep moving forward. The world does not stop for anyone. You have to keep going, and one day you'll wake up happy and to be where you are and not where you could have been. Hi guys, today with me is Isabella Santa or Bella, and she's been a colleague of mine for a year or so, and we've met each other way back in school, not in college, but um, in a teaching certificate program. Would you want to tell us more about yourself, Bella, so that my
So
listeners?
I knew AD in San Beda. We studied in San Beda for teacher certificate program. It's for, to get our teaching license. That's where I
Yeah.
met him. I thought he was annoying at first. Joke lang. No,
No,
I
trust me,
knew
she's more annoying.
we were in the same we were in a classroom full of old people kasi. Joke lang. We were in a
Oh,
classroom. They're a bit, well, we're the youngest ones in the classroom, so parang that's how we clicked also. And then yeah, I guess that's how we clicked there in the classroom. And then the first day pa lang in that class, I said kasi I was looking for a preschool to teach, ganyan ganyan. And then AD, kapal
you're
mukha as always, probably looking for the referral fee. Joke lang.
I wish there was. I wish there was a referral fee. No, hate you.
So he said, "So you can work in my preschool. We're looking for teachers." So that's how we met, and then we became colleagues after that. And then it's been a whole year full of
Well,
overwhelmed days.
it was funny because we never expected to actually be friends. Be friends, because when you're in a program where it's after graduation, it's not an undergraduate. You don't expect to actually make real other connections after that because you have your own
Yeah.
life. And I never thought of like having a life with her. Basically, I invited her. She has to thank me. I brought her into my school, Char.
Yeah.
But
Thank
no,
you, no.
I invited her over, and then she got it in. She actually got interviewed for the two of the centers, and she chose the center where I'm at because, well, I'm pretty.
Because she begged. She begged
No,
you.
I am practically pretty enough for her to stay. But yeah, and today we have decided to talk on the topic where, it's both something that we're going through, not on my end, not really going through anymore, but it's something both that we know a little more about. And a little thing about Isabella here, or Bella, she is a graduate of psychology, BA psychology in San Beda College, Alabang as well. So that's why I also wanted her here. So she could give me a little insight on all of the things that I've written and I've actually put on the show notes with me on healing. And she said it was good. So she said it was, yeah, so approved by a graduate of BA psychology. Hopefully
Wow.
yeah, hopefully it's something that would help you out on the thoughts of healing. So with healing, Bella, could you tell us about your thoughts on healing? What is healing for you? What do you like um think about and work on when you say healing for you on your perspective?
For my, I think when you say healing, it's first first of all, when you try to heal, you check yourself. Like you check your heart, you check your mind, you check yourself talaga before you think of others. So what you do is you just take a moment and then reflect. And then when you heal, when the process of healing is a lot, there's so much ways to heal. Different people has their own ways to heal. So yun nga, that's why it's important to reflect when you heal, so you know. So healing is like a process wherein you find yourself, and then everything goes into place after. So
Mhm.
it's just really like finding peace in yourself. Okay.
Okay, so again, when we talk about struggles in healing, we all know that the choice of moving forward or staying in the past is one of the things that we also think about, and also the fear of the bad things, like expecting the worst that would happen to us. And also, I guess people are scared of like facing their bottled up memories and emotions when it came to healing. And also, maybe some people are not ready for, to process all of this. So in your end, like, what has been something that you needed to heal from? Like, could you tell us something about an incident that you needed to heal from, and share your experiences, how you were able to, or still processing that kind of healing for yourself? So go ahead. Hmm.
Um, Disclaimer for everyone. It's been a week since I told AD, can I join your podcast? It's actually a joke lang. And then I thought, but then I parang, when I said it na, I was super excited after that. Parang, I'll get to talk about something that I want to share to people, and maybe I can help, maybe I can bring them back to feel and then accept whatever happened to them. So I thought I'll never be ready to talk about this ever. And then for a week talaga I was trying to avoid this day. So I was super like, for parang defense mechanism ko. I
Up
was
to the
super
point that you had to move it to a different
I moved it
time.
like parang, maybe can you do it 2 p.m. then 3 p.m. then ganyan ganyan.
And then she was
So
like, it's okay if you don't have time na, I know naman you're so busy. And I'm like, bitch, you're trying to get out of it. And I'm not gonna give you an easy way out. I said 5:30. That's the last.
okay, I get. So if you knowing AD, he's really scary with time. You know, he called me unreliable. Like, who the fuck calls someone unreliable? That's super sad. Like, if someone says that to me, I'm unreliable, I'll be super sad. But when it comes to AD, when it comes from AD, I'm like, okay, there are
uh,
AD standards. So I'm like, okay, sige, I'm unreliable. And then he's
wait,
not,
when did
he's not
I
fucking
say
around.
that? When did I say that? I
When
feel
I
bad.
said, I said, I'll call you after lunch, and then I called him an hour. You're so unreliable like that.
She told me,
Sobra.
here's a backstory of that. She messaged me like, hey, can we talk about it later, because she's gonna do something, or she's just gonna finish her morning yoga. And then she'll call me 11:45 or whatever. She never did, and like the day was ending and she never called me, and I was like, she wouldn't even message me, even if I like didn't message her. So I
Oh,
messaged her.
I was the one who has 2 business days pala.
Yeah, see, like this girl does not reply. So I was like, unreliable. I read her too. Like I read,
Relatable.
I read her unreliable. I've been waiting for your call, and you didn't call. But anyways,
Grabe
okay.
yung reliable. So anyway, ayun, I was really trying to avoid this day. Tapos, I was super being weird for the whole week. Feeling ko it's defense mechanism where I'm just like, I'm like hyper than I usually am.
Mm-hmm.
Labo talaga. And then everything I'm doing, super jumbled, even my thoughts. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, I was avoiding this day, but I'm super grateful to be here right now to share some of my thoughts and ways on how I healed or still am healing, because it's a continuous process for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Because there
Yeah.
will be days talaga where you'll just sit down and then be like, shocks, this shouldn't have happened to me. But then stand up, and then
Yeah.
life is a continuous challenge.
A journey
So,
that never ends. So keep going.
so, so, your question was how I dealt with struggle.
Yeah, or like how were you able to go through your healing process, especially if like you want to tell us a story of what has happened to you that caused you great grief and pain, and then like what was your struggle in going through the process of like healing, because 'di ba, at simula pa lang at the start of it all, there's always that part where it's like you don't
Yeah,
really want to go through it, you don't even want to go face it and admit that it happened because you don't want to go through the healing because it's scary. So
yeah.
like what was yours on that end, and how were you able to get yourself on the track of healing and the process of healing?
So like when something happens to you, at first, like when something happens to you, it doesn't process first. It
Yeah.
really doesn't process first. It's like, what the heck just happened? Like
Yeah.
you're really, it's true na you're the first stage with things that happen to you na super uncommon,
Intense.
or
Uh-uh.
yeah, it's you're in a denial stage. That's really true na you'll be in that stage for so long pa, baka you until na you really do something. So basta, so I've never told this to anyone yet, but here's a little brief story of my experience when I really was like that was probably my lowest point in life na. But later I'll tell sa anyway, that was my lowest point. So before Christmas, we just got home from Batangas. Basta we were from Batangas for a family celebration,
Mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm.
then basta we got home. So it's Christmas, then we got home. My mom had to go to her brother's house because my grandfather just passed that noon time na yun. So she had to be there. So natirang in the house were me and my siblings and the family friend. So as like kids, no, well, as like millennials in our house that night, we just wanted to celebrate, see friends. It's a holiday, but it was too late
Yeah.
not to go out. And at the same time, we were tired from the long drive. But
Mm-hmm.
buti na lang, buti na lang in our neighborhood, we were really close there. So we invited a neighbor to drink with us. So he said, here na lang in the house. So we drank there. So we had fun. Diba, when you drink, you just have a good time. It's it's a holiday eh.
Plus, you
So
don't expect anything, naman, because it's in your house. You're safe and like
yeah,
yeah,
we're like super like where everyone's close there. Me, my siblings, my neighbor, and the family friend.
yeah.
So that's at some point all of them, well, all of my family members went home. My siblings and the family friend, except me and my neighbor. Kasi I wanted to stay there kasi my neighbor was my crush. Shout out to that pogi.
Ew, cheesy much. Okay.
So,
Mm.
syempre, landi-landi muna.
Bastos
So,
ka.
so I had the crush on him pa nun. So, of course, I want to stay to talk some more. So, it was getting super late, but my siblings na nga was getting worried na kasi, syempre, I'm with my crush and then I drank,
Mm-mm.
diba? So, I admit though, na I drank a little too much. So
Okay.
it was kind of hard for them to escort me back in the house. Because when I'm drunk, you know that I'm the kulit type of drunk.
Yeah. What a
And then,
baby. What a dead weight. Just kidding. Go.
and then, yeah, dead weight. She's, when I was drunk and I was AD before, he was like, kaya mo yan, sis, kaya mo yan. He was
I was telling her to get up because I have something. I had to leave early then because I was early
yeah,
the next day, and I was
yeah,
telling her like, "Bitch, stand up, bitch, you can do this, bitch." Like, and
yeah.
she was like, "Hindi ko na kaya. I'm drunk. I'm drunk." Girl, you
So,
must see her
yeah.
when she's drunk. Okay, then go.
Basta I'm the kulit type. So when I got home, I stayed a little bit more
Yeah.
outside of my house naman, but with my crush because he also escorted me back. Because I still wanted to talk to him, and at the same
Okay,
time,
go.
to sober up. To
Yeah.
sober up also. Kasi, I don't know, sober up. Buying time joke. Tas, edit, so, again, take note in this story. This is what I remember, and I am very confident and super sure that this is what happened. Kasi, I may be drunk, but I sobered up na from trying to buy time to talk to him, syempre. But,
Yeah.
so, diba in the beginning, I said, me, my siblings, and a family friend. So this guy, for years, I looked up to him like a brother. He was more than a family friend to us. To the point na
Mhm.
he lived na in our house for quite a while. Itago natin siya sa pangalan na Tracy.
Si
So,
Tracy. Sa
si
pangalang
Tracy.
Tracy. Mabuhay. Tracy. O, tapos, sa pangalang
So,
Tracy.
so he helped me with bring me home. Tapos, at some point, I didn't know now where he was. Basta the last time I saw him was, he told me to come upstairs na because my siblings are getting mad na. So from there, I said bye to my crush, said sorry for having to walk me home, and then I went
Mhm.
upstairs alone. It was kind of hard na to walk upstairs in my state kasi in those moments where we focus on being sober, we watch talaga our each step.
Yeah.
Parang,
You really take the time to think. Baka mahulog ka pa.
yeah,
Yeah.
parang, okay, you're drunk. And then, those are the moments where you go, okay, wake up, baka malaglag ka, wake up, you need to look for your keys in your bag. So it
Yeah.
was such a challenge. But when you wake up, these are the memories you will remember, even if you were drunk. Kasi, those are the times that you go, wake up, ganyan. So,
Yeah.
that's why, I know how I got home. I
Yeah.
know how I got in my room. I know how I got upstairs. So, these were all super clear to me. I got in my room, I laid down straight to my bed. Everything was a challenge, pero I really it was very clear to me. So I lied down and then I called my crush. I said, I miss you already. Ganyan. And then
You're so cheesy. Can we like pause for that? What a cheesy little
I went,
girl. Okay.
I miss you already. Good night. Like that. So I fell asleep na after that. Lights were on, same clothes from Batangas, and I was just really sleepy. And then I woke up na lang. So this is where the part gets juicy. So I woke up na lang feeling something. Like I was still trying to grasp if it was a dream or if it's real. With my crush being my last thought before I slept, I thought it was still him.
Okay, ang funny lang thought na it was a dream of like that, you know. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Men continue.
Sorry,
Sorry, I
parent.
had to laugh. Sorry, I had to laugh because that was just like,
So
wow.
in
PG
this
13, everybody. PG
where
13.
in this state, for just a second, I accepted that it could be a dirty dream. Ang pangit ng wet dream, can I just say?
Why
That's
would
so
we say that? Okay, it's the dirty dream. Okay, keep going. I'm
dirty
gonna just have
dream.
to like put trigger warnings on this episode. And then,
Oh, good, good, very good.
okay.
Sorry, parents.
Yeah.
But everything was dark, so I did not see a face. And then I did not see any of what I felt. Because I felt everything,
Mm-hmm.
everywhere. Lips, hands, fingers, in every part of my body. Yes, please put
Yeah, I will put that obviously,
or
definitely.
you
Yeah.
can cut that.
No,
And then
no. Okay, so guys, I just want to remind you that this is a space where I'd want to foster as a safe space. So we want to talk about this, and the way we talk about this is we want people to know that whatever is going on, and if this does happen to a lot of other people, I wish that you could, if you have the power to listen to this, I wish that you know that this is in our good intentions to actually shed a light on issues like this. So, trigger warning that this will be at least something about sexual assault or something about at least sexual things that are not, you know, consensual at a certain point. So, before she continues, so she was telling us about a dream that she thought she was having, and she thought it was a dirty dream because she thought of her crush. I had to reiterate that. And then now she is trying to tell us what really like happened on that point. So again, to to rehash a little bit, she knew that she was already a little bit sobered up. And we also like cleared the fact that she was, because she was really trying to consciously get herself up to the bed and, rest on her own. So leading up to that, what happened next?
So, ayun. So, I felt everything talaga. Every sexual part of my body. Then, my eyes were closed, so it didn't take long to me to realize that I was actually awake. So, on
Mhm.
instinct, I opened my eyes just the tiniest second and felt that this was also wrong. So, I pretended na muna to sleep. Kasi parang
Mhm.
you get scared eh. Like, this is wrong. What's happening? This is
Mhm.
parang, I am awake. Who is this? Parang even if it's my crush
Yeah,
and
it's
I
never
was
right.
drunk,
Yeah,
it's still not right. So
exactly.
that's why I felt na it's wrong. So my head was racing and I'm still hazy from just waking up. I thought, yun nga, this doesn't feel right. So I sat up immediately and saw the silhouette of Tracy on top of me. I said with a fearful laugh box. I was so scared. Sabi ko, ay, akala ko si insert crush's name. And then,
Guwapo pang sabihin talaga yun at that moment, ha? You still got to say that. Okay, and then?
so some people might think na it's a wet dream nga, cause nga I said, ay, akala ko si crush, ganon. But
Yeah.
it's not, cause I knew I wasn't dreaming. I just had to say it na lang, kasi parang it's still so surreal na it's freaking Tracy. So,
Yeah.
parang I'm like saying something lang out of my head. So, sabi ko, I need to pee. So, he scrambled up to his feet, helped me up. I walked to the bathroom, sat down, and then I was instantly sober. Like, parang, I was like awake na talaga. And then, I really couldn't process na this was Tracy. Like,
Yes.
super in denial. He really can't be this person. Hindi talaga pwede.
Yeah.
Tapos, it was around 5:30. It was still kind of dark. I went back slowly in my room and he wasn't there na. So, I locked my room. And then I lied down again, still in shock, still
Mm-hmm.
trying to process everything until I heard the bathroom door open as if someone peeked inside. Parang, kasi in our bathroom, it's adjoined to the other room.
Yeah.
So, Tracy can go to my room through the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
So, when I heard talaga, I felt like I could die na. Like, this can't be happening right now. Like, I was
Mm-hmm.
so scared. I had to pretend I was asleep. And then, when he left, when he closed the door, parang I waited pa for a moment na, frick, baka, like, he's inside pala. Like, I didn't know. I was, like, pretending. And then, I just stood up na lang. And then, I locked the door. And then, I had to call someone. And I guess for some people, their first choice would be their parents, their loved ones, or their family members. I don't know. Pero in that state na where you're super like not processing, I called my best friend. Kasi if I tell my mom, it's like confirming now what happened. And it's still super surreal for me. So I
Yeah.
called my best friend, not AD, joke.
Whatever.
Joke lang.
Like if it's my loss. Just kidding.
Joke lang, guys. Super love
Yeah.
AD. He's the
Ew.
realest.
Cheesy. Okay,
And
go.
and then I called her and I just couldn't say anything talaga. Parang all I just could get out was, please get me out of here. I don't know what to do. And then
Mm-hmm.
she couldn't do anything because she lives far away. So
Yeah.
she said, call my neighbor, my crush. And buti na lang, he's awake kasi he's packing for a flight that day. So,
Mm-hmm.
ayun, I called him and then I said, pick me up, get me out of this house. And then we went there. And then from there, parang, this is the part where it's also super nice to be talking to someone about this. Because when you're feeling something, um, if you're super emotional, you don't know what to think. You can't decide. So it's I was super grateful that he was there for me to help me decide on what to do. So I called my mom, and then that's when it's real na, 'cause you called your mom na, and then
Mm-hmm.
there. From then there. So that's a little bit of the story.
Mm-hmm.
Um So after that, I was in denial. So this is the
Yeah,
process now
the
and
part
how
where
I
you actually have to deal with it already because
yeah, I'm
um
there.
yeah. Uh and also yeah, so can you tell us a little bit more of how you felt like after the whole thing happened? Like you told us you were shocked, you were scared and you didn't know what to say and do. So parang what came after you? Ano yung na-feel mo right after mo masabi? What did you feel when you actually confided with your neighbor, your crush and your um mom already? So what was your reaction? What was your feeling? What were you like dealing with inside like your heart or your emotions? So what were they?
Honest honestly, like I think after experiencing this because I did some research or like from people I read online, it's super real. Oh my gosh. I had this moment where I went, you can't say anything unless you don't experience it. Like what I read were super real. I felt like my first reaction was
Mhm.
my first reaction was no one's gonna believe me.
Yeah.
No, everyone's gonna think I was just drunk. I think that was my super first reaction. Apart from being super in shock and super in denial of what's
Mm-hmm.
happening, like there's this part of me like as a person kasi I'm like very solution kagad, like
Mm-hmm.
solution. And then how is my mom gonna react to this? Ganyan. How's my family gonna react to this? So there, yun nga. First feeling was shocks, shocks.
Yeah.
They're not gonna believe me. So that was my first reaction. And second, I was super in denial. Like everyone was panicking. Parang,
Yeah.
tas parang they're asking me ganito ganyan, and I'm still super in shock. Like I don't, I still can't process this. Parang di pa rin.
Mm-mm.
So you're really gonna go through that stage where you go,
That's
you don't.
impossible. It's not something that's gonna happen to me. Why did it happen to me? Those are the things that
Mm-mm.
come, I guess. Yeah. Well, all I could remember is when you told me this story, I was actually really upset. Like I've always have a I was
Mm.
upset. I was so upset. I was like, do something about it. Like I was telling her, but of course I wasn't in her shoes. I didn't know how
Yeah.
she really felt about it. So I was like, okay, let whatever you're feeling is valid. Whatever it is you're going through is valid. So yeah, that was a struggle. So so when you felt all that, when were you like, you know, when were you able to say, wait, I need this time now. I really need to heal already from this or start at least the process of accepting this? When was that? What triggered you to actually move forward with it?
Honestly, just
Yeah.
recently, like super
Mm-hmm.
recently lang. Because after my that stage where I got like super low,
Yeah.
when something happens to you, I don't know if it's for everyone, but when something happens to you, you'll become stronger. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's from anger or what, but parang me, when it happened to me, I got like super stronger in
Mm-hmm.
terms of like negativity. Like if I know some people, if I know some negative people, negative like things to do, I
Mm-hmm.
can say no to it na. Like I'm like super,
Mm-hmm.
if you're like for example, mga days na yon, I had like a friend who was super negative lang, and I really went like, I'm sorry. Like I
Mm-hmm.
cannot deal with this right now. I said.
Mm-hmm.
So parang I got a little bit not bitchier, but like parang
You were able to set
I
boundaries, healthy boundaries
yeah.
for
Yeah.
yourself.
I
Yeah.
knew na how to say no. I'm never the person who knew how to say no. I'm like
Yeah, she's a weak bitch. Just kidding. I know, but I keep telling her that. I mean, I guess that was one of the things that's so different
yeah.
about both of us. She gets this just say, even at like work situations and like other stuff. I tell her what to do. I actually just tell her, why are you gonna do that? Like that's not something you have to do. So, but
Yeah.
okay. So yeah, going on, moving on with that. So what was your point where you were able to say that, you know, it started for you? So After saying no, be building
Af-
healthy boundaries. Yeah.
so like I think what's nice with what happened to me was it grew healthy, like
Mm-hmm.
from be like I didn't become a bitch about it,
Mm-hmm.
like I didn't become like mean to people, because my motto, if I could just share right now, is
Go.
be kind. Be kind over being right. So like choose kindness over being like logic. I mean, it's nice naman na you have logic, but always think of the feelings of others. But basically, what I'm saying is that from being stronger, I honestly don't know where it came from. Like if I'm angry or if I just didn't wanna stay in a low point.
Mm-mm.
From being stronger, it grew nice by like reflecting more. Parang I was really searching for growth
Mm-hmm.
inside me. So I did a lot. So like reflecting, meditating, I did yoga,
Mm-hmm.
I wrote down my goals.
You really worked on like the internal struggles that you were dealing with while you're
Yeah.
facing that.
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
Also like with in terms of the things I had while I was experiencing that, parang I was also in the brink of resigning kasi parang I loved my job. Like I super loved my job.
Mm-hmm.
Parang apart from me having other goals na kasi I have to study for something and then I can't balance naman work. Parang with what I felt then, parang I think it's also a factor na I couldn't carry then whatever I'm feeling. Like I really have to focus on myself more. Because if you're a preschool teacher, every day you have to freaking smile.
Yeah.
You have to smile every day.
It's
They
like
can't see
you
you
drop
sad.
everything the moment that you go inside the center and just do
Yeah.
your own thing. Yeah.
Yeah. You're not like, well, I don't know if I'm me in the center, but I'm a different person if I'm in the
Well,
center.
I guess that's true. Same here. I'm a different person when I go to work for school, which is funny
Yeah.
because it's a very different aspect of me. As Bella would say, I'm a bitch. Still am,
Yeah.
still am, still
Super.
am, but on a more, you know, chiller
So
level when it came to work. Yeah.
he was super like he loved his job. Like I could see how much he loved his job.
I miss my
Oh,
babies.
yeah. Like there was this one time, you can cut this off, AD, but there was
No,
this
I'm
one
not.
time,
Okay,
I'm
go.
gonna laglag you. We were co-teaching in a classroom and then we were talking. I was beside him and then there were songs playing in the classroom. Tapos bigla na lang nawala siya beside me. Yun pala, he was rolling on the floor. Or like tumbling ata. Grabe. His
Uh,
energy, that was the moment I went like, oh shit, I cannot with this energy.
oh yeah, dude. I go around this. I miss the center. I really miss doing the whole thing. Yeah. Mm, yeah.
So yun, basically, I had to focus on myself to heal. I think that's what's kulang with other people or some people or in this generation is that we have to validate what we feel also with whatever we're going through. Like, always check nga yun. Again, check your heart, check your mind if it's healthy for you. So you can be happy.
Exactly. And then a little more how did you like so when you told your family and how did they react and how did you like handle their reactions? How did you manage what you felt with how they felt or what they felt about the whole situation too?
Okay, so the family part was the hardest. Kasi nga,
Yeah, I
they
remember
had their
that. Yeah.
they had their own opinions. They had their own um yeah, they had their own opinions because they were there. My siblings were there. They thought na it's a fact na I was drunk.
Yeah.
So that really hurt. Like at some point, my family went like, "It's kinda your fault because you're drunk," and that hurt me so bad. But
Yeah.
I every time they say it, I really get mad. But it doesn't, with family arguments, you'll never win. Eh. So I'll just go, okay. Kasi parang, why don't you, just accept na it's your fault then, ganyan. I guess that's where generation gaps work. Like, they will never get talaga some of our
They would,
opinions.
yeah, and also they wouldn't get like, I guess a lot of ano din naman, what when we all talk about it. This is, we all know the Iha Ako movement, and the movement where
Yeah.
when people are still thinking that women ask for it, even though like they wear provocative things, and
Yeah.
it's never an excuse. It's never a right. Even though when she
Yes.
was drunk, it was never her fault. That's all I could say to her when she told me that it was never your fault. No one should ever
Yeah.
do that. Even though in their right mind, they should never ever do that. But yeah, and she told me all about this, and I actually felt a little, a really not little, a really really bad for her because she felt like her situation was invalidated by the very people that she actually trusts.
Yeah.
And I guess I can't blame them because of the experiences they also had, and also their ideas of what could have happened, and also maybe their own in that denial stage that it could have been possibly something, that really happened. It is something that happened, and for them maybe it's just, that that possibility, and they're still in denial on that point. But
Yeah.
we also can't invalidate what they feel and what they
Mm-mm.
know about that. But yun nga, so since that happened, Bella, have you ever, did they ever, what do you feel about them now? Have you forgiven them for the distrust in you? Obviously that hurt, that really stung, to actually have your parents, your family, to actually say na it's a little bit of your fault then. I mean,
Mm-mm.
I don't
That's
think
really real.
any victim should never hear that. I mean, it would victims are not supposed to be blamed for what happened to them. It was never a choice. It was, you
Yeah.
know,
Like, dude, I was in my own house, in my
in your
own
own
freaking
room. Yeah,
room.
yeah, yeah, exactly. It's like you're with your family and a family friend apparently, and you're not supposed to like feel like you always have to have your back and lock the door when you
Yeah.
sleep. You know.
Yeah. I guess my take on their opinions were like, parang they
Mm-hmm.
just didn't. I guess like some people just don't know how to approach the right way. And
Mm-hmm.
then my mom na lang cried one day. She's like, I really don't know how. Like, I'm sorry. This doesn't really happen. This is like uncommon. This problem, this is uncommon. So I really don't know how to approach them. But she's really trying. That's what's nice. Like, I appreciate how they handle the
Yeah.
balance of everything. Like, there's two parties, of course. Some family members had to separate, but I appreciate how they handled the balance of
Mm-hmm.
them and then me, and how they never had to mention anything that I wanted to hear, or their opinions stayed with them. I just found out around their opinions when like some arguments rise, but
Mm-hmm.
it's it's really rare. They kept to themselves. It's like, yun, they kept to themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So, but me forgiving them, yun, I guess it's always gonna be sad nga na I'm kind of disappointed nga na
Yeah.
parang they will never get pa then the idea of drunk being consent. Well, it's not naman their idea, but like it's like me, it's kind of my fault for being drunk na I didn't control my alcohol. But
But that's outside of the point that it happened, not because of your doing. It wasn't
yeah,
anything that you put yourself.
yeah,
It may be a situation that you put yourself into, but it was never
yes, my
something that
fault.
you asked for it. You
Yes,
never did. Yeah.
I think it there's just a point where you just accept na lang kasi you really can't make people, you can't push your own perspective with people, lalo na when they're the old generation.
Mm-hmm.
And um some people might get mad na kasi parang voice out your opinions, like that.
Mm-hmm.
Pero kasi my family, they're very respective also with my opinions. So like if they have different opinions and I have different opinions, we respect each other. We
Mm-hmm.
don't clash naman. So with that, I think I'm with with that, I think I am slightly healed na with my disappointment with how they still
Reacted in
think
their
na
opinion.
ano, basically, I just focused on myself na lang. Like, there are times na lang kasi sometimes I have to zone out some of the like things because they're still your family.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, for me, I just okay. That's your point of view. This is mine. At least we're not clashing right now. We're balancing each other naman now, so there's not a problem.
Mhm.
Basta you're supporting me or you're supporting me in with like the sense them being sensitive about some topics or like the issue ganun.
Yeah.
So yun lang.
Okay. Okay. Last question. Last two actually. The second to the last question would be what about the situation with the perpetrator? What have you come into peace,
Oh
or have you
gosh.
still like do you still harbor hate as of the moment, or it's understandable, it's quite understandable that you still would be upset about the whole thing or mad or even distraught by the whole thing, like
Yeah.
if there's something that you could what is it you're feeling now? Ano na what's your state in that level of like your healing with that when it comes to the one who did it to Tracy actually.
To Tracy. Hi Tracy.
Mhm.
Hello Tracy. Joke lang. Um I think honestly, I still am in the process of healing
Yeah,
with that
aspect
um
of the whole situation.
yeah.
Yeah.
Parang I think I'm never gonna be ready to see him.
Yeah.
Pero at some point, I don't know. I don't know pa. Pero kasi
It's
me
it's
right
still
now,
in
I'm just
the yeah. It's still in the woods, and I don't think you should. I think it's up to you, naman, when you're ready to do it, when
yeah.
you're ready to forget. Okay.
So like
Uh,
I did so much research na parang how will you ever get over this like this
situation.
perpetrator?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I read na in the survey even jail time is kulang. Parang even if they're in jail, they're still gonna be super affected with the trauma they encountered.
Yeah.
The pinaka answer was this perpetrator should be sorry for what he did, face the whole family, and the girl will be okay. Parang ganun. That's what I read in the survey.
But as of now, that it's not happening. I
Because
mean,
he's not making amen.
yeah.
But I guess with that, I'm not sure if he's ever gonna amen. I don't know if he wants to talk to me. Pero at the moment, I'm focusing on myself
Yeah.
lang. And,
Exactly.
pero I never got angry at him. Parang I did at some point, syempre, parang why would you do this to me? Like, ganyan, ganyan. Pero
Yeah.
parang mga after saglit lang and then when some of my friends ask me parang or when my friends goes like parang when my friends go like I wanna punch him talaga. Ang pangit niya. Like, nakadidiri ako sa kanya. Me, I'm like, okay. Like, I was never like, parang,
Yeah.
ganun na lang ako. So, parang, I think that's what's also nice is that I'm not sure if it's nice for everybody, but for now, I just don't care na. I'm gonna live my life. I'm gonna set my truth free. And
Yeah.
then, I'm just gonna love myself and love others. Wow.
Mm. Wow. Powerful. Big
Others.
pussy energy.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. I just want to commend. Like, that's such
Yeah.
a hard thing. You'd always say, and it's all again. Healing is different for everybody, and sharing this and shedding a light to what happened to you is really hard. Hard again.
Mm-mm.
Trigger warning. In spite of all of that, what would you like to say to people who are going through something hard and also like in the process of healing, like what could you say to them? What are your messages to people like who
Mm.
are healing, working on themselves?
Um. Okay. Message. Um. Okay. So one, you have to no matter like okay, at some point you really have to go through that. all again. And because again and again and again and again in your whole life, if you don't accept what happened to you, or if you
Mhm.
don't do something about it, it's gonna hurt so much. It's gonna be bottled up inside you. So
Mhm.
go through it again. And I think what worked for me was writing it down. So when I wrote it down, I just felt it all again. Like, oh, it's really different if it's in words na. Write down your
Mhm.
experience and feel it. So I think all, and then appreciate also the ones that are around you. Like the people who are trying, even though they don't know what to do, but you see them trying to understand you. Appreciate them because they're really there for you. And that try to focus on your growth with what's happening to me right now. I'm focusing on my growth. And I think that's the pinaka effective because I'm distracted at kahit papano. Like, because happiness, again, happiness is a choice. And if you choose the things that are right for you, it's all gonna be nice for you also. It's all gonna come together. And so you will be okay. Everyone or your friends are gonna be there, your family is gonna be there. It's going to be okay. I guess, ang pinaka like nagmo-motivate sa akin is that some people, uh, eh, pinaka nagmo-motivate sa akin is that we're all in this together. So
Mhm.
if I share my experience and you have the same experience, it's like we're here for each other also. We're all in this together right now. Don't give up to all the negativity that's in your head. What's a nice quote is that live in the moment. You think that's the pinaka basic quote ever, living in the moment. You think it's actually really deep if you think about it. Like na-realize ko lang yan when I was washing dishes. I was like, me as a person or pinaka-example ko is AD. He's a very calculated guy. He has schedules written. I'm not like him. I'm not like him kasi I'm very anxious with time. So I try to be like that, calculated. I try to be scheduled at like my everyday. So what worked for me was living in the moment where I just okay, I'm washing dishes. I don't have to think now of what I have to do after. Right now, I am washing dishes. I am scrubbing this freaking pan. So I guess you just have to take your
One
day by
step
day.
at a time, or yeah, it's
And
one day at
then
a time.
yeah, and then just don't think about the past because past happened already. Just do whatever you can now and then don't think about the future because well, don't be like literal naman, diba? But like don't think about the future because they're just thoughts. They're just stories that you make in your head. So just live in the moment. That is all. Just don't give up also because there's so much in life na you'll find that will make you happy. There is so much in life. There is so much love in everything, even the freaking sky. You can see love there. So just be present. Be present. That's all. And you'll be
Exactly.
okay.
Well, thank you for that long ass message. Just kidding. But
Cut that out. Bawasan
anyways,
mo.
thank you so much. And yeah, thank you for joining us today. I am grateful for
Thank
your
you.
presence and thank you for sharing us and being strong enough to share what you went through and what what was going through the whole time around. So, you
Yeah.
know, thank you again. So bye Bella. I'll see you soon. That was a heavy one because we all know that that's not something easy to talk about. So I'm very proud of Bella for sharing that to us today. And other than that, I guess that's an eye opener for all of us that we should be kinder to people around us because we all don't know what they're going through and what's going through on their head and what kind of healing that they're going through. So, before we all end all this idea about healing is that we talk about the help that we don't know or the help we have but don't know is that we have friends to confide in. We are never alone. and that we have the strength to keep going and stand up again for ourselves, and that there's burning passion for life and it's all its glory that's available for us, and love that is present everywhere if you look close enough. And that's what she tried to tell us as her final message on people who are healing. Again, there's no blueprint to do this because it's different. It's a different experience for all of us. It's always a different learning experience, a different learning or a different lesson for us to learn for each and every one of us. And I guess I could impart of you like a few ways that we could deal with it, because we've been talking about that the whole time earlier. It's first is being honest to yourself about what happened. Most of the time we lie to ourselves that we're okay, but you know, it affects us. And I guess that's one of the things that we have to do is we have to be honest with ourselves about the things that happened, and you know, how all of this has affected us, because when we don't do this, we don't get to see how grave it is to us, how important that thing happened to us. By being honest to yourself, you get to further understand deeper why it hurt you, and the way you in that way allows you to take what's good and leave what's bad. Finding yourself after damage is the second step, is that you find yourself, you find like the things that broke you, or find yourself after the damage, after you've been broken and bruised. And I guess that's important because those are the things, finding the things that can heal you, or you can pick up for yourself, can help you heal, can help you rebuild the things that you've broken, or the things that is broken in your life. Painful experiences like this often make us lose a part of ourselves, that innocence before feeling that terror. When you experience your first great heartache that shifts your whole mindset, or trauma of abuse which causes you to lose trust in person or in people like them. Sometimes those parts of ourselves die when things like these happen. And we need to find life in places our hearts feel full. So finding yourself after the damage is important because you get to grow more apart from the pieces that were broken, or you get to make something out of the broken pieces that you've had. You know, you get to have a life after this. That's one thing you have to know. You have a life. You get to move forward. You have the power to move forward. Third is strengthen your relationship with yourself and others. I guess building a more healthy relationship with yourself helps you build a more stable and healthy relationship with other people. You get to set healthy boundaries. You get to find people who communicate well, and you get to communicate your own needs and your own feelings to people who can understand you and listen to you. And you could also understand yourself, and you could also have a sound mind and logical decision whenever you put out your own emotions and communicate how you feel. And also, you get to be kinder to yourself. You get to give yourself that, allowance or that feeling to actually work on it. So that's the last point. And again, healing is different for everybody. It is difficult but inevitable, and it will happen. It should happen. Allow it. Healing brings so much hope in life to whatever you were going through. Allow it to happen and don't resist. So, with all that, I just want to say thank you for listening again, and thank you for joining us in this really raw moment for all of us to talk about how we all could heal. And I guess that's one thing that we all should note down. Be kinder to yourself and to the people around you, because we don't know what's going on with them. Again, this is Love, Growth, and Freedom with Adrian Duarte, signing off. Thank you, lovies.